They say, once a delinquent, always a delinquent. But not necessarily. Believe it or not, the Switt you know now was once a simple student who had trouble making friends. They did have friends, but noticed that the other students found those friends more interesting. Their friends radiated and sparkled, while Switt remained a dull rock in their friends' shadows. This inspired them to work hard and create things that were worthwhile, but they felt like they lacked the magnetic personality that they saw in so many of the people they admired. But the lack of progress began to feel suffocating for Switt. They thought to themselves that something had to change. They were going to make their mark. Switt returned to the school to announce their plan to anyone who would hear. Surely this would make them more interesting. Surely this would gain them more friends. "Listen up," they announced. "I'm no longer taking a back seat. This school is my turf now, and if you don't like it, you can come out and fight me about it." Students looked in horror at this cringy display of, well, whatever this was. Why are they acting like this? Huh? Are they okay? Rumors very quickly began to spread about how weird Switt was. They had missed the mark. Ashamed, they began to hang out at the local arcade and manga cafe to avoid anyone who might recognize them. Well, despite their pivot to a low profile, Switt did catch the attention they'd initially desired. Unfortunately, it was the attention of a gang in town. A gang that now considered Switt a rival. "Yeah, we heard about your little announcement. Guess we gotta show you who's really in charge around here." Switt was utterly defeated. The disgraced delinquent fled to a nearby mountain, unable to cope with the loss against the rival gang. They'd stumbled upon a small shrine, the perfect place to hide out. It was lonely, but the view was gorgeous. The next day, Switt decided to adventure into the nearby forest. And on that day, wait, Switt, you're gonna... Breaking the tiny shrine when they tripped, Switt unleashed a powerful spell, turning them into a werewolf. Switt had forgotten everything from their former city life, and now they had pointy teeth, ears, and a tail that smelled like cotton candy. Beginning anew, Switt decided to build a manga cafe at the foot of the mountain. Over time, patrons became friends and filled the seats at the cafe, and the friendships and bonds they created were so powerful that they eventually remembered their past. That was when they realized they were no longer a lone wolf. They were a happy, hot-headed older sister to so many. Switt had gained something they'd never thought they'd have. Happiness in the company of others. The years passed. Switt was happy and surrounded by love. They'd built a home and a family for themselves. But as time passed, something no one could have expected became apparent. Switt, because of the magic of the broken shrine, was immortal. And as the years went on, and Switt's friends aged, Switt remained as they were. The years turned to decades, and eventually, Switt sat alone in their home that had known so much love over the years. They were grateful for the joy it had brought them all this time. They took one last look around before walking out the door, the sign on it now reading closed. Switt started to run, and that run became a sprint. They ran and they ran until they were blitzing through an endless field of sunflowers like a comet. And eventually, they came upon a wide, ethereal river. On the other side, Switt saw all of their friends. Realizing where they were, Switt chuckled to themselves. They'd run so fast and ferociously that they'd found their way to the Sanzu itself, the border between our world and the world beyond. With a mighty howl, Switt leapt across to the other side. And into the loving arms of their friends. Once again, Switt had found happiness and a home in the company of others. The end.